everyone. Thank you for popping by. I do hope you've had a good weekend. Now, lots of people are now getting to see Apostasy because you can get it on some of the streaming services. I think Amazon, you can rent it. But have a look in your region and see what's happening. This was a very good review from The Economist. It was back in July and I missed it. It was such a good review. I did want to share it with you, as I know a lot of people now are commenting on social media about their reaction to the film. So you can see the headline, Watching the Watchtower. Apostasy is a heartbreaking look at life as a Jehovah's Witness. Written and directed by Daniel Cocatello, a former believer, the film is clear and courageous. Quite ironic that he chose that word. On the organisation's failings, you have the picture of the three main women. The most sinister aspect of Jehovah's Witnesses, as they are portrayed in Apostasy, is the way their apocalyptic and authoritarian beliefs are disguised by the bland aesthetics of a corporate away day. Meetings in their drab white and beige Kingdom Hall might as well be marketing conferences in a chain hotel. The group's elders are pasty, middle-aged men in suits. They are so offhand about the world's sinners being obliterated that they could be talking about an end-of-year bonus. They refer to the new system and reinstatement and disfellowshipping as if there was some logic to their jargon. And yet disfellowshipping, as dull as it sounds, means being cut off so completely from the religion that your closest relations in it are forbidden to socialise with you. Could this be what happens to the film's heroines? A former member of God's organisation himself, Daniel Cocatello, has written and directed a sober yet revelatory drama which covers about a year in the life of three women in an unnamed northern suburb. It appears to take place in a particularly dreary part of Manchester, so you can see why the local witnesses might be keen for Jesus to wipe it off the face of the earth. Well, I've never been to Manchester, so apologies to anyone who lives in Manchester, or maybe you agree, I don't know. Excuse me. The women are 18-year-old Alex, Molly Wright, her big sister Louisa, Sasha Parkinson, and their determinedly devout mother Ivana, Siobhan Finneran. The younger woman's father is neither seen nor discussed, a factor which is typical of Mr. Cocatello's understatement, but the viewer has to assume that he left or was kicked out of the organisation. There are hints that Louisa may be next, having made new friends in college. She is no longer quite so confident that the Great Tribulation is just around the corner. So would Louisa be one of those glasses that Ken Floden smashed on this month's JW Broadcasting? Alex, meanwhile, seems happy to be in the group, even though her anemia may require her to have a life-saving blood transfusion, a procedure which the organisation forbids. She reassures herself chillingly by leafing through a book about children who have chosen to die rather than to defy this stricture, not that they would have had any informed choice in the matter. But the question bubbling beneath the narrative surface is whether she and her family will ultimately make the same choice. Anyone who isn't a Jehovah's Witness may well be appalled not just by the brainwashing and all-round cultishness on display, but by the matter-of-fact callousness. It does. People are trained to be like that. I don't believe that everyone was born like that. I don't believe that, but they are trained to be like it. Doubters can be expelled from the group with less ceremony than if they were being downsized from an office internship. On the other hand, anyone who is a Jehovah's Witness may well conclude that the film portrays the organisation fairly and even positively. Mr. Cocatello keeps speeches about its cruelty and anti-scientific dogma to a minimum, preferring to present the witnesses' practices with a quiet clarity and specificity. Did I say that right? The film's main elders are obviously convinced that they are being kind and compassionate, but Apostasy keeps prodding at the organisation's flaws with the courage and determination that come with an insider's knowledge until the whole edifice comes crashing to the ground. Certainly Mr. Cocatello's drama shouldn't make you look anew at those polite, smartly dressed people who stand next to racks of booklets in shopping centres. In contrast with the recent films about Scientology, the pared-down, austere Apostasy doesn't have the action movie pace or skullduggery to attract a wide audience, nor does it have, for that matter, the glamour of Scientology's most famous adherent, Tom Cruise. Not that any film with the title Apostasy was ever going to rival Mission Impossible Fallout at the box office, but it isn't a cold, factual exercise either. Miss Finneran, a British television veteran, probably best known for her roles in Benidorm and Cold Feet, is heartbreaking as the family's tragic matriarch. Ivana is utterly obedient to the organisation, but you can see the fear in her dark eyes, and her tightly set face that her sacrifices may all have been for nothing. Miss Finneran also knows how to deliver science fiction-style dialogue with a desperate conviction which is both sad and funny. After one disagreement with her daughters, Ivana promises them that in 100 years we'll have forgotten about all this. And when Louisa's lecture timetable clashes with her commitments to the group, her mother asks, "How do you think Jesus will feel when he comes back at Armageddon to destroy the world and he finds that you've been missing meetings so you can go to college?" Most of the film's characters would deem that a perfectly reasonable question. So I hope that's been useful for some people. A warning that people are because it's so realistic, the film, it can get to them a bit. So just watch yourself. Do watch it, but be careful and give yourself a good hug before, during, and after, or get someone else to give you a big hug before, during, and afterwards. Okay, thanks for your time as always. Lots of love. Bye.